Welcome to this week's Treasury Career Corner podcast. This week, slightly different one. I recently joined the amazing Catherine Grant-Alston on stage at the New York Cash Exchange 2025, brought to you by TMANY. Great two-day conference in New York. I was then asked to speak, share a stage with Catherine, and we talked about networking and personal branding, how it is the key to unlocking your Treasury career success. Now, great session. Audience loved it. We got through it. We had some technical problems, but the two of us, we just were giving value to the, we were serving our audience, as Catherine says. So big shout out to Catherine. She's a great speaker. We had a real fun time. This is for you guys. You've got lots of conferences, lots of things happening in 2025. You need to be out there. You need to get out of your own way and talk about yourself as a Treasury professional. Sell your story. This podcast will help you. Have a listen to Catherine and I sharing the stage in New York. And let's get on with the show.
But let me throw it over to Catherine and Mike for what you guys actually came here to say.
Thank you. Welcome to Networking and Personal Branding. Have you all started to network?
I made you network.
So we're going to go through, we're going to have a dialogue. We're going to make it work. So I'll start off with my introduction. So hi, I'm Catherine Grant-Alston. I am the CEO and co-founder of Our Financial Solutions. I have been in the industry for over 25 years. Global liquidity, technology, financial strategy, that's what we do. And I love to network. I love to meet people. I love to ensure that I'm serving. So this is my bio, a little bit about me. I will pass it over to Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I run the Treasury Recruitment Company. I've met quite a few of you the past few days. I also do a podcast, Treasury Career Corner. Got Tony Masone, yesterday's guest, coming on in a couple of weeks' time. So you need to listen to that one. You get CTP credits from listening to the podcast. It's amazing. Why personal branding matters. Go.
So your personal brand is more than your company brand. And so a lot of times when you are thinking about branding, you're thinking about the company, you're thinking about what you want to project for the actual company. But you, as an individual, when you leave that company, then who are you? Are you just the individual that worked at the company, or have you built a personal brand that you have established a relationship across the board? You have established that you are this person with or without the company. And so that's why personal brand matters. And I know it's like a new concept, right? Because a lot of times you're working for the company, everything you do is the company's logo. But like I said, at the end of the day, when you leave, you want to build a reputation that follows you, and that's not just tied to the company. So that's one important bit about why a personal brand matters.
And guys, I exist in an age when I first started, personal brand meant going to the pub. And it still sometimes does. But the fact is, it used to be your reputation. You get to know people and everything else. And if we go to the next slide, there you go, we don't have a clicker. See, well, yeah. I've got a clicker, but don't call her that.
A cute clicker at that.
There you go. This is why.
Yeah.
You guys before, and I was jokingly going around, and a few of you are still checking your phones, put your phones away because, and we'll ask Manny to put away his laptop because he's got to give some time to himself. Who else is going to give you this time? This is when I do the Treasury Career Corner Lives. You need to invest in yourselves because no one else is going to. So this is why, as we say, it's you are the brand. But someone said to me this morning, we were doing our round table, they said, but my LinkedIn, we were talking about doing the banner and everything else. He said, yeah, you're not looking for a job. But what if a job comes looking for you? They're like, oh, hang on. What? I said, what if someone goes to your profile and they really like it? What if they go, actually, I should reach out to them for a job? You might not be looking, what? And you say, hang on, no, I'm completely happy. That's fine. But I've said to people yesterday, a couple of days, I don't enjoy public speaking. I don't enjoy this. But what I did in Chicago a number of years ago, I thought, right, I've got to get up on stage. Catherine and I, yeah, we're extroverted most of the time, but also we work hard at it. You've got to do the same.
Guys. So I'm an introvert.
Because this is what he says. This is, and this is what people say about you. And you want people to know about what people say about you when you're not in the room. But it's actually what they believe about you. And the only way you can influence it is by your LinkedIn profile, by then putting your hand up and speaking at events like this. Speak to Taylor, speak to Brian, put your hand up for the panels next year. Someone says, oh, I don't want to be on a full speaking session like this. You don't have to be. Volunteer for TMANY. They would welcome you with open arms, because that will give you then what people say, believe, and they think about you as well.
Correct. The other piece of that is just understanding that you are more than just a job. So I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, and I carry that all day, every day with me. So your personal brand allows not only people to know who you are from a job perspective, but also know the whole you, right? The things that you enjoy, your talents, some of the things that you do in your extra time, and that's important. So why do you think that's important? Well, people know, trust. That's how people buy. That's how they think. If I can't connect to you and you are offering a TMS solution just like 50 million others out here, then I'm not going to purchase from you. I'm gonna go to someone else that's offering the same or similar capabilities where I connect to even want to establish a transactional relationship, but I wanna be able to work with you. I need to like you. And so when you're talking about your personal brand, it's more than just your skills. It's about, do I like you enough to work on a 9-month, 12-month, 18-month project with you? Do I trust you enough to feel like you're gonna be able to deliver? So it's truly more than just a title, it's truly more than the skills, but that's where you start. That's where you start, and then you build up. You think about, what are the 3 things that describe you? What are the 3 things that people would describe if they go into a room about you? And it's all important, because what people say about you, your reputation precedes you. And that's why you want to be able to tell the narrative. You don't want someone to tell the narrative about you. You want to be able to tell the narrative so someone can say, I didn't necessarily get that perception. And if you have enough people saying that and being consistent, then that's how you know you're building a really good, reputable personal brand.
This is why a lot of you hate personal branding. Before this, a moment ago, I came around and I bullied you. And I made you sit on tables with other people. Do you know what happened? You did this weird thing called networking.
Yep.
You all started to talk. We went from 0 chat to all conversation. And you got it here. You've got being boastful. Am I going to boast about myself? You guys, as Treasury professionals, are amazing. And you stink at telling people. You don't tell people about how you've saved your companies millions of dollars. You don't tell them about how you renegotiated your RCF and you've done this. Why? Because are they looking for a job? As I said about LinkedIn and things. Imposter. Am I really that expert? Yes, you are. Because otherwise, you get the sack. And you'd be calling me. Because obviously I'm a Treasury recruiter, we've seen that bit. And one of the things someone said about not knowing what to post or where to start. You guys can post about this conference. You can say what, and you don't have to say, oh, it's great seeing this, but what is your takeaway from this? How have you moved forward in the past 2 days? What did you get from Tony's conversation yesterday? Write your own book. Brilliant. Some takeaways there. Another session you've done. Just put that out there. Be visible. You're not an imposter. You've got this.
And I mean, when we start talking about ways to build your personal brand, like we talked about LinkedIn this morning and connecting with people, and there was this individual who was like, I don't want to feel like I'm boasting. I don't want to feel like I'm bragging. So here's the thing. Being able to articulate your wins can be difficult, understood, right? You carry this thing where it's just like, hey, I don't want to come off cocky. But if you are putting that on LinkedIn, you're behind a computer, you're typing it, and now you're allowing someone to read, and then they can determine if they want to connect with you, if they want more information. And so you can work it to your benefit. I think sometimes we have a hard time talking about ourselves, but if the information is already there, then you're allowing people the opportunity to choose if they want to further the discussion. And a lot of times people will call like, hey, I saw you did this thing, I want to want to talk to you. How did you do it? And so forth. Congratulations. But it's okay to be visible. Like, you don't have to worry about feeling like you're bragging. You are that person. You did that thing, and it's great. And another discussion was, I don't want people to think I'm looking for a job. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it's just like, but you may not be looking, but someone may be looking for you. So do you want to rob yourself of the opportunity for someone to find you and your greatness for an opportunity that you probably didn't even realize existed, but because you were just putting information out there, they found you. So being visible is key, and it could be everyday thing. Yeah, LinkedIn is professional, but I did a post a few weeks ago with my family. We were on our last family outing before the kids went back to school, and my post was, we are more than just a job. Because everybody carries a different title outside of their job title, right? So it could be personal. You probably don't want that. That's fine as well. But professional, let people know all about your greatness and allow them the opportunity if they want to know more.
Keep going. Because obviously we're a bit shorter of time. This is it. LinkedIn is out there.
Yeah.
And we both existed in the time before LinkedIn. Now it's there. And someone said to me yesterday, they said, oh, well, I don't really do LinkedIn. I said, what, so you don't want people to know about you? Oh, no, I'd like to come to conferences. I like to do this. I said, but it's there 24/7. What if someone sees you over a weekend? What if someone's looking or doing some research and things?
Oh, yeah, bring them through this, Mike.
Yeah, so if you don't have a photo, now this is also a quick tip as well, just get one of your colleagues or find someone that you know to look at your LinkedIn profile and make sure they're a second tier connection. Why? Because some of your photos, you'll be a gray blob and literally you won't be able to see it if you're a second tier connection. You need to go into LinkedIn, change the settings so that everyone can see your photo.
Yep.
Why? Because it's 20 times more likely that they will want to reach out and connect to you. So it's 20 times more likely, again, not looking for a job, but maybe they want you to speak at a conference. Maybe they want to connect with you. And people have said to me, well, really, do I do LinkedIn? And I said, well, okay, you're looking, we mentioned there about treasury management system. You're thinking, oh, actually we're looking at this project and you've got 50 people in your network. So you go to the 50, anyone use this system? No. Great. If you had 500 people, anyone use this? Oh yeah, great. It's a professional network. It's not just about jobs. Other bits to you?
So, I mean, my thing, and we're going to go through some of this. Leverage was there. You don't have to recreate the wheel. We are in a digital age. And so if you still have the Rolodex, kudos to you. But 9 times out of 10, the business card, the physical business card is going to go in a pile. And so you want to be able to take advantage of the fact that you can connect with someone from a digital perspective. You can have a digital card on your phone. We did that this morning in our roundtable. And you can follow up, right? Because you want to ensure that you have that mechanism. LinkedIn allows you to do that. So you have a QR code with your LinkedIn. And we were talking about, it really depends on what you decide, like what your goal is. So here at the conference, when we have hundreds of people, you probably don't have the opportunity to meet all hundreds of people, right? As a speaker, same with Mike, you will want your QR code up there to allow people to connect with you on LinkedIn, so you can do that. But when you're in intimate settings, a setting where it is particular to maybe you learning something, maybe you meeting colleagues or people in your field or people that you want to know in different fields, then you may want something more intimate, which is a digital business card where they can actually get your phone number, they can get your email and so forth, so you can connect with them and follow up with that discussion. Regardless, it's both digital, right? The access is at your palm. But you want to take advantage of those things. How many of you have taken advantage of like the QR or the digital card or any digital means when it comes to networking and it comes to you? Just raise your hand. Right. So that's less than half of the people in this room. And so you want to make it easy for yourself. A lot of times we talk about being able to connect and we make it harder on ourselves. We talk about, are you going to talk about the title? We're going to talk about how to stand out. Yeah. But you're unique. There's only one you. And that's it. There's only one you. So you want to make sure that when you have those interactions that people know about you, or people have a way to be able to truly connect with you.
So put your hand up if you work in Treasury or you talk to treasurers. Okay, keep your hand up if on your LinkedIn profile you have one of your achievements about how much you've saved your company in the past 3 to 6 months. Yeah. Now that's a lot less than 50% now.
Or maybe it's not a metric like that, and we'll talk about that, but you have something other than, I'm a treasury manager.
Yeah.
Something other than your title, something other than your skill sets. Yeah, they started to go down.
And someone asked me yesterday again, when we were having conversations, they were saying, well, how do I do this? I said, this great tool, ChatGPT. Do a download of your profile, take your resume, chuck it into there, and say, right, and get it to ask you some questions. And say, ask me 3 questions about the difference I've made in my company. And it doesn't have to be confidential. Sometimes people say, well, yeah, that's confidential information. That's all right. Take out the confidential stuff. Say, I've renegotiated this. This is the difference I've made to the bottom line. Make sure it's not, sensitive information. It's not that hard. You guys can put it up.
I want you to talk about the about section.
Oh, go. You go.
So when you actually are looking at your LinkedIn, we want you to fill it in. So exactly what Mike said, download it, make sure that you look at how you can enhance the profile and start to put it in. Maybe you are not quite comfortable with metrics, right? But you still want to put something unique. So I'm in the process of changing my profile, but I have a banner, and we'll talk about that because everybody should have a banner in addition to your photo. But in my banner, it says I'm an award-winning corporate practitioner. So naturally, someone's gonna say, oh, well, what awards did you win, and so forth, so it sparks interest. It doesn't necessarily have to be metrics if you're uncomfortable or if you feel like it's sensitive, but there are unique things that you've done that are great that you should let people know so that it can spark interest and attract them to you to say, hey, I would like to know more. So about section, definitely, and engage. I know some people are like, I just don't use it. I'll share something or whatnot. Use it. It doesn't have to be every day. I understand everyone's busy, but at least once a week. At least once a week, update. Your life is going on every single day. And so there's something interesting that you did during the week, whether it's professionally or personally, that you can utilize to be able to engage or comment on someone else's, even if it's just congratulating a colleague.
Don't have photos of this. Before we show you the photos, you're all sitting down. This is good. This is shocking. Right. You'll recognize the person in them in a moment. They are all remade photos. Because at one stage we were going to take them off LinkedIn. These were dreadful photos we saw. And I thought, actually, if I put this up, I'm going to be sued for libel. Because I would say, oh my God, what are you doing with my photo? And there were some terrible photos, and there's a good one I'll tell you about in a minute. But basically, we remade these photos. Now, I actually checked a couple of guys on Roundtable. They had really good photos, and I was really pleased. But I've seen some dreadful ones. So these are some of the photos that you don't want to have. There you go. Yeah, the one with a beer in the hand. Really? Do you need to see that? No. And these are remade photos. I've actually got the Rolodex of all the photos and everything else. That creepy arty pose. I saw this guy. He was a head of marketing someone. It was like going, I was like, really? I mean, when I had to remake that photo, I was like, oh, that's dreadful. The worst one, actually, which we could never show, it's a real pain, was, I don't know, I could be careful. He was the head of a very well-known tire company. And he had a photo of him at a Christmas party. And someone had got a little baby toy thing, and he was kissing it. Kiss like this. That was his LinkedIn photo. We remade the photo. It was so funny. It was like brilliant. And I went, hang on, he might be a client next year. We couldn't ever use it, unfortunately. Yeah.
So let's go back.
No, keep going.
Oh, you want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. There you go. So that's it. Yeah, I know I've got a face for radio. That's why I do a podcast. But the fact is, this is what it's about. It's having someone, when you're meeting them at a conference, you go, oh yeah, I want to meet that person. I want to connect with them. It's a good thing to do.
And if you don't have a professional photo, you are here at the New York Cash Exchange. There is an AI headshot in the exhibit hall. Go there. Like, literally, you're going to do some poses, and the AI will create these headshots for you. And don't be afraid to use them until you feel like, okay, I can go and I can get some professional headshots. But the headshots are actually pretty good. I got them last year, and I mean, it made me look younger. My daughter thought it was her. She's like, when did I take these pictures? You didn't. But it was done very well, actually. So it changed my suit up. I had a blush suit on, and it changed it to all of these different colors, blue, black, you know, the blue, black. But then I had a white turtleneck on that it put on me. So like it did these pictures, and I think you get to choose one. Don't quote me, but I do think you do 5 poses and you get to choose one. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Get your headshots, and at minimum, it will allow you to create a profile picture.
Our podcast is sponsored by ICD. ICD are an independent platform trusted by thousands of Treasury professionals worldwide to manage short-term investments. One global treasurer recently told me it was one of the smartest technology decisions they've made. No license fees, rapid setup, and tangible returns. If you're looking for a smarter, simpler way to manage your liquidity, then head to find out more at our partners page, treasuryrecruitment.com/partners, and find out much more. Let's get back to the episode.
Catherine already mentioned this as well. Speaking engagements. You guys will come and speak and you go, oh yeah, I've done it. Oh, thank goodness. Well, then put it on your profile. It makes you stand out, makes you different to the next person. You know, I've done it in the past. I spoke at Chicago and I said, right, guys, how many people have that they're passionate, you know, about their business and they're all this and everything different. And, you know, and then I said, how are you different to the person next to you? And actually, we'll get you to do this maybe just briefly, is to tell people about how you're different, how you stand out. That's one of the key things for you guys.
And so for me, when I won the awards, so we won the Alexander Hamilton Award, the FIS Impact Award, as well as the TMI Treasury of the Year Award, all in 1 year. And it was me, an analyst, and then one consultant that worked on some major projects. And as part of that, we started speaking at the conferences, just telling people how we did. I realized I actually like speaking. Is like my Sasha Fierce of Beyonce, right? And so it started to open up doors for me that I didn't even think about, right? I was just thinking, hey, I'm a practitioner, I've been in this, I think from an innovative mindset, and I'm always challenging the bar, but I didn't realize that it would actually turn into more than it was. So put your hand up, because you're doing the work and you're telling people, put your hand up, or when they tap you, don't say, oh, I'm not quite sure, I'm not a speaker, I don't like public speaking, I'm an introvert. I am an introvert. I know you probably all do not believe that, but every time I leave a conference, I need about 2 days to just recharge my social battery, right? And that's a true introvert. It's not that an introvert doesn't like people, it's just that it drains you, right? So work within your means, but use it as an opportunity. Podcasts, such as Mike's podcast and other podcasts, lunch and learns. I did a lot of lunch and learns, and it was just sitting with my peers and saying like, hey, this is how we did it. This is what I would suggest. This is what I would never do again, right? Just being able to give that information. So it attracts people to you when you are visible, as opposed to you needing to, oh, I gotta go and try to find X, Y, and Z. People will come to you.
Yeah. It's not just the beers we had last night. In the middle, actually go back if you would. And you see that word, networking. It's work, guys.
Yeah, it's good.
You have to put in the work. You have to not sit on a table by yourselves. Your natural inclination when you all came in was to sit by yourselves. And then I made you sit with each other. You started talking. It wasn't just drinks. Yeah, next slide. There you go. It's about, and it's not just, it is great to have a beer together, but it's also about connecting with people. Mm-hmm. Now, when you meet, you know, you've had some conversations there, follow up. Now, that last one, your network is your net worth. That's from Leanne Perkins. I hate her because it's a great quote. I want to steal it, but it is actually hers. And she is a great networker. But like Catherine said, she's actually an introvert. She actually says that to some of her audiences as well, but she works at it and she's become very successful at it. It's given her job opportunities. She's now doing a lot of stuff with the AFP. It helps.
The other thing is create genuine relationships. I understand that we are in the business of finance and treasury, and so it can be very transactional. But when you are creating and you're networking and you're reaching out and creating these relationships, make sure they're genuine. In my opinion, right? I understand that there can be an exchange as far as like, hey, this is just, we're gonna do A and B and we're done. And I get that you're gonna have some relationships like that. But if you are truly reaching out from a networking perspective, then be genuine. And for me, I always serve first, right? So I never try to go into any type of relationship asking like, hey, how can you help me? My sole thing is, how can I serve, right? How can I help you? Because, and I said this yesterday, I wanna be a mirror, right? So how I treat people and what I do is what I would want done to me. And that goes with how I build my network. So you're gonna have transactional relationships and that's fine. But if you are truly reaching out to network and to build, make sure it's genuine.
Right.
In time, just in time.
No.
Just in time.
So we want some questions from you guys, because how often do you get this opportunity? I did my Treasury Career Corner Live the other day and I was saying to everyone, you don't get a chance to ask us, this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
So what questions do you have?
And I need to stand up too.
You know. Oh, there you go. Big question. So don't.
Can you repeat it, Mike? Because we can't hear it
Don't
up
tell
here.
the data. Are you saying that you could win an award and you have to tell everybody exactly how much money you save for your company? You've gone for a Pinnacle Award, you've got an award or something like that. You don't have to tell everything. You can use, as I said earlier, ChatGPT.
Awards? We don't have awards.
Well, awards or what you've done in your job, and you just put it into ChatGPT. So, right, how do I cloud this? What can I say that I achieved? You might implement a treasury management system. You don't have to say everything about it. You don't have to say, oh, we've implemented this, but actually what time have you saved? Oh, we implemented the treasury management system, we saved 3 people's jobs, or the time that it took, and we moved them into this area. So yeah, it's a good question, but I think, Catherine?
So can you repeat the question? We can't hear up here.
Yeah, sorry. So the question was, highly sensitive data, how do we put that on LinkedIn? I'm worried about that. It was a great question.
And about like just being kind of avert to being boastful.
Yeah, bragging.
I think a lot of professionals also probably notice the boastful professionals are usually, I don't know how they have that much time.
You don't need to be boastful. So Emma Haywood from Dowlace Group, she hates boasting. But she was on my podcast recently. She's brilliant, group treasurer for Dowlace Automotive. What she does each week, I said this on our session the other night, is she emails herself once a week. And she said, I email myself and went, that's not your job, Emma. You need to do some work. But basically what she does is she said what the team has achieved that week and what she's achieved that week. We had Tony on, he said, win the day. Brilliant quote. But win the week. And basically look at your wins of the week. Now, a lot of treasury professionals sometimes think, oh, hang on, but what difference have you made to yourselves? But then what happens is, as she said, it's great. The CFO will swing by her desk. Oh, Emma, how are you getting on? How was it? And she went, oh, my team, we've saved 1 million this week. And we did this last week. And then we did this. So she's got a ready reckoner all the way to do it. It's a great way to do it.
And I also think, so we have to stop confusing being confident with being cocky.
Yeah.
They're two different things. Two different things. I know we are taught humility and we practice that, but it's different. So between anything that I said, anything that Mike said, do you feel like we came off like cocky, like, oh, we're doing all of these things? Like, honestly, right? Mike talked about his podcast. He talked about how many treasurers he has interviewed. I talked about the awards, right? I talked about the small team that we had. All we did was talk about what we've done. We didn't do it in a cocky way at all. Now, if I said that I was the best all the time, every day.
She does a lot.
I'm just
And that's
saying.
why we have to not let her go into the bar with those margaritas.
Right? So I think we need to stop confusing being confident in your skills with being cocky, because like I said, they're two different things, and you shouldn't shy away from what you've done. And so the people who feel like, oh, I don't want to be boastful, I don't want to be cocky, you probably are also struggling with your annual review to be able to tell your story of what you did throughout the year so that you can be up for the promotion. So it's still something that you need to practice, even if it's not externally. So just know that if that is what you are saying, like, oh, I don't wanna, that means you're also holding back on your review and you're holding back on your promotion. So it's bigger than just LinkedIn, but LinkedIn will allow for maybe another opportunity or a promotion, right, in a different area versus just internal. So it's the same thing, and it's more internal that you're feeling that way, and you probably, it's more work to be done. And that's not just to you. This is across the board. We had a very similar discussion this morning.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that as well. Weirdly, I don't like public speaking.
Can you imagine?
I know.
Can you imagine?
But I told these guys in Chicago, we're halfway through a speech, and I was saying how I realized I need to grow our US business. Chicago, I need to get on stage. I'm speaking on the first day of AFP this year. Now, I've got 3 amazing treasurers to sit next to me, so they're going to do all the hard work, and I'll just sit and listen to these amazing ladies. But I realized if I was going to progress my business, my career, I had to get out of my own way. And I still, imposter syndrome, I look at it and I go, yeah, that's me. But the fact is, I'm now standing in front of you guys, and these guys, oh, can you do more sessions? Could you? It helps you in your careers. We had a question here.
Oh, I have a comment, and then I have a question.
All right. Oh, God.
So
I'll step back.
I was gonna say, like, if you're afraid to kind of take the step and post because you don't want to be like boastful, a good idea would be if you have like a colleague who's at the same event or who is sharing the accolade with you, you can have them post about it. Like, I'm so proud of my friend, and then them tag you so that you both get the visibility.
Yeah.
And kind of like work your way up that way.
Great
It's
way.
a good way to do that. And then I use LinkedIn a lot, and so my question is around algorithms and getting more visibility. So what I have learned is the more people that like and comment and repost will get you the most visibility. Is there anything else that I'm missing from that?
You go first.
Yeah, regularity.
I was about to say the same thing.
No,
Consistency.
I got it first. Don't listen to her. That was my line. She was
You know,
stealing it
Mike,
from
I
me.
should have said ladies
No,
first.
no. So I said this actually at our session the other day. I have started, I do a weekly, so follow me on LinkedIn, connect to me and everything else. The algorithm has changed massively just recently. So people that used to put up just spammy posts and things like that, they are being penalized and they're being downgraded. But the genuine stuff, as you say about your colleagues, is being upgraded, which is fantastic. And I was talking to a LinkedIn coach the other day, and they were like, oh, we can help you with your LinkedIn. I went, I'm all right, actually. Because I do a weekly newsletter every single week, which a business coach of mine made me do. And I just said, look, I'll do comments. And I've actually got to do my video today, which I'm going to do straight after this. And it's going to be a reflection on the conference. I do that every week, just lean into it. Yep. And I thought, oh, really, is it making a difference? Yeah, pretty much. We're on track now for 1 million impressions this year. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I just want to talk Treasury. I want to talk to you guys. But actually, it just shows that by being public with it, not boastful of it, it actually helps.
So we need
at
to
time,
wrap
aren't we?
up. Yeah, we got the finger. So just some takeaways. Make sure you update your LinkedIn. Make sure that you update your photo, take advantage of the AI lounge and a banner. And I'll give you a template for a banner in a second. Keep a career log. And Mike talked about that. Definitely, so that you have it front and center. So when it's time to talk about your accomplishments, you have it available. And last but not least, engage in your industry, right? You may see a post that someone says, I don't know, real-time payments are great. You may be like, only if your vendor master is great, right? Because you already know that there may be some risk. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I love it. Just that. It's networking. Make sure you follow up. You met people today. You were just having the chat at the tables. Connect to them. They can help you in your Treasury career. Thank you. That's it. There you go.
Today's episode of the Treasury Career Corner was brought to you with the support of our partners at ICD. If you're looking for a smarter way to manage your short-term investments, ICD's independent portal gives you access to a full range of investment products, integrated analytics, and a simple centralized platform built specifically for Treasury. If you head over to treasuryrecruitment.com/partners, you can learn more. and we'll be able to connect you with the right person at ICD for both you and your business. Many thanks for listening to the show, and thanks for your continued support.